Thanks for viewing this session on Same-Time 8.5 meetings. My name is John Del Pizzo, Senior Offering Manager for IBM Unified Communications and Collaboration Software. Online meetings have been completely rebuilt in Same-Time 8.5, and in this session I'll highlight some of the ways they make web conferences incredibly simple and effective. The first thing to know is that 8.5 meetings take place in meeting rooms, which are analogous to physical conference rooms set aside for your exclusive use. That means they're reservationless, available to you whenever you need them. The meeting rooms can also be persistent, so that means the materials you use stay in the meeting room. Of course, unlike physical rooms, you can have more than one. This lets you devote different rooms to different projects, helping you stay organized. So let's get started. One of the first things to notice is the way that Same-Time meetings have been integrated into the Connect client. I have a new meeting panel that gives me the ability to create and manage all of my various meeting rooms. For example, here I have a list of my meeting rooms, and I have two: a meeting room on marketing programs and another on mobile platform evaluations. I can easily access meeting rooms that I've been in recently by selecting the Recent Meeting Rooms view. And I can bring up a list of meetings that are currently scheduled in my calendar, and I can pull this either from Outlook or from Notes. Now let's talk about one of the ways that Same-Time 8.5 really improves the overall meeting experience. How many times have you lost the first 10 minutes of a meeting just getting everybody into a web conference? You need to pass around URLs, you have to share meeting IDs, you've got to tell everybody what system you're using, etc., etc. Let me show you how easy Same-Time makes getting into an online meeting. First, find your meeting room from the Same-Time Connect client. Second, click on Enter Room. That's it. Congratulations, you're now in your new Same-Time 8.5 meeting. It was that fast, it was that easy. Now let me show you how easy it is to invite someone in the meeting. Let's say you've got someone who wasn't on the original invitation list, but they don't know what meeting room we're using. All we have to do is go over to the contact list, find their name, drag it, and drop it. They're going to get a pop-up window, just like we're seeing here, asking if they'd like to join the meeting or decline it, and all they have to do is click on the Join button. But what do you do if you have someone you need to bring into the meeting who's on an older version of Same-Time, for example, or perhaps a customer or a partner, someone who doesn't have Same-Time 8.5 installed? One easy way is, of course, you can send them a URL. For example, I happen to be logged into Ron Espinosa's account through the Same-Time 8.5 browser client. So what I'm going to do is go over to my Same-Time Connect client as Ted, and I'm going to drag Ron's name into the meeting room. And you can see Ron is getting a pop-up chat invitation through his browser asking him if he'd like to join this meeting. All he has to do is click on the link and then access the meeting. It's that simple. This is the Same-Time browser interface to meetings. It's zero download, so it's very fast. There's nothing that has to be installed on the client machine in order to participate in a meeting. If you'd like to do app sharing from the browser, then there's a small applet that will load. So let's take a little tour of the 8.5 meeting room. First thing I want to point out is the meeting room has its own dedicated library. And in this library, you can store poll questions, URLs that you'd like to share with other individuals, presentations that you're going to share, screen captures. And just like inviting others to a meeting room, adding content is a simple drag and drop operation. Now let's open a presentation from the library. Now we have all the standard tools you would expect to see. We can navigate across slides. We have a pointer tool, so we can point out different things on the presentation. We've got highlighters that are available so that we can highlight different areas and leave marks on it, which can of course be saved. But one of the things I actually find most useful is this thumbnail list, which allows me to quickly see what's coming next and navigate across the presentation very quickly. Now you'll notice that in the meeting library itself, there's also a link to download. Anyone who is in the meeting room and has permission to do so is able to download files from the library. So it's not just upload to present, but you can also then download the files and access and edit them later. You can, of course, push URLs. We can also issue and edit poll questions. So here we've got a poll. We've set up what mobile OS do you use. We put in a couple of entries. We can issue the poll to everyone. And then we'd be able to see instant response as they come in. And then we can save the results and go ahead and close them if we like. As you can see, the poll results are automatically populated into the discussion area. Now the discussion area not only captures group chat and poll results, but also minutes, action items, questions, and start items. So you can indicate what it is you're entering as you're typing it into the box. And if I scroll up here a little bit to see some of the previous information, you can see that Betty's taken an action item, Ted has set a question to be followed up with, etc., etc. When you create a meeting report in the Room Tools section, you'll capture all of that information, and you can create a meeting report from any session that's taken place in the meeting room. And anyone in the meeting room who's got the appropriate permissions again can record the session. It will record both any integrated audio and what's being presented in the projection area here. Of course, I don't have to share just a presentation, but I can also tell the system I want to share an application or my screen. And you'll notice I have a nice bright orange bar running around the outside of my screen, so I know that other people can see what I'm doing at all times. The SameTime 8.5 meeting interface is also completely configurable, such that I can rearrange my meeting windows as necessary. If there's an interesting discussion going on, maybe I want to move it over here, so it's got greater visibility and I can see it. I can also drag items completely off of the screen and drag them back on if I'd like to. So I can take this library section and move it over here. Finally, there's a complete selection of meeting tools. I can view my meeting information, change my view settings. I can remove room content that will restore the room back to its initial condition, and restore the layout as well to bring everything back into the meeting and get started again. This concludes our session on SameTime 8.5 meetings. Please visit ibm.com/sametime for additional sessions on other aspects of SameTime 8.5.
We work smarter together.